Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm William C. Upchurch, and this is the Will See You Media. So, today we're going to talk about the Tush Push. The infamous Tush Push. And we're going to start off with the key phrase, why so serious? And it's befitting that I'm standing in the rain because that's the tears of the national media, the fans that's hating, the people who can't take the Tush Push. It's crazy because the national media, and they're already putting out there right now that the Tush Push is a cheat. That the Eagles only been so successful because they've been jumping off sides. Well, check this out. Listen, we gonna get right to the bottom of this. Because all of a sudden, they're trying to form ideas about this. Another way to gotta get it pushed out. But I'm going to dead all that. I'm going to dead all that today. But before we even get started, hit that like and that subscribe. Become part of the family. Where we talk about sports, talk about life, talk about news, and we motivate to elevate. Welcome to the family. So before we even get to anything else, I got a couple of audios that I need y'all to hear. We're going to start off with the one from Nick Wright.
Allen is great at it. The Eagles' offensive line is great at it. And it is effective no matter what. It is only unstoppable when the guards are getting the early jump and you got no shot. You at least have a puncher's chance if it's officiated correctly. And the Eagles have been living on the fact that they don't get called for that ever. And the fact that after that, Brew, after the Chiefs called their attention to it, both these guys jumped. They did it again later and guys jumped, and the guys didn't jump, to me was a signal. They knew, okay, for this game, the refs might be looking for it. So I think that's noteworthy.
Well, I'm assuming you haven't done this, but I agree yesterday they were jumping. But to say that that's really the reason it's been effective.
Did you hear what he said? Now, first of all, we already know Nick Wright don't like the Eagles because they beat his beloved Kansas City Chiefs. But let's just keep it rolling and we're going to get into it. The next one is from Get Up Morning America. I believe it has Jeff and a couple other guys. Just check it out.
I guess he has to defend his team the way that he does, but it reminds me of my kids when they want to talk about something. I was like, no, we're going to focus on what you did.
Right.
What you did is I don't care what somebody else did. You're in control of your actions. Your team out there cheating. And also the play kind of sucks. I understand the point, find a reason to stop it, but I don't care whether anybody figure out how to stop it or not. It poops
there
on
are
a
two
Sunday.
separate issues we have here. One of them is that the guards are clearly firing early.
Guys understand where the emphasis the quarterback's going to put on it. Before he says that, you better be moving. Otherwise, you're going to get hit in the chest. So you're always moving a split second before the ball is snapped because you're anticipating the snap count because you know it. The defense doesn't. You take advantage. Now, they were out ahead, right?
It's unwatchable. This has nothing to do with how good the Eagles are. I know the Eagle fans get all sensitive about this. It is the most unwatchable. This is not what football was ever meant to be.
Agreed. And the league tried to get rid of it. 22 out of the 32 teams voted to eliminate it, but they needed 24. And the Eagles put on the full court press. They sent old Jason Kelsey in there to argue it.
There you go. Put a center in there. We'll get it fixed.
Exactly. So, but I'm with
World's
you.
problems, we got it.
You're selling a TV product too. If you're the NFL, you don't want a disgusting-looking play whose outcome is not in doubt. And by the way, if you're going to let them do it, then make sure they do it legally.
Okay.
If they have to cheat to do it, then it definitely doesn't belong.
Cheating to do it. If you get caught and get called, then okay. But they're not. If they officiate it the way they're supposed to, they'll get back.
And they're taking advantage of it. They do it way better than anyone else. I'm not criticizing them for doing it. Right. If it's legal, do it. It's working. Right. I'm not stopping that. It was illegal for a teammate to push the ball carrier for 100 out of the 105 years of the league's history.
And I also think about opportunity costs here. there. So, like, all right, I get it. As an Eagles fan, I would get it. If I was on that team, I would want them not to change the rules. But the opportunity cost that we're losing there is they might hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley. They might throw it to A.J. Brown. They might do the defense might blitz and cause a sack fumble. So instead, we got 4 or 5 plays a game where we know what the result's going to be, and it's just a bunch of dudes piling on each other. That's not what I'd show up to see. And that's,
oh my word!
They're insulting their own players. Like, you could play actual football and still score on that play. Or get the first down
actual football.
It's hard for me to say take the play out just because it doesn't look pretty.
Thank you.
But they do officiate it correctly.
Yeah, 100%.
False start doesn't mean you're cheating. There's false starts. There's encroachment.
There's a difference between a player's mentality and the mentality of someone who's running a business. Yeah. And that's what so I agree with you. If I'm playing football, I'm going to say, shut
everything
up.
That
We're going to stop them. We're going to out-tough them.
I wrote some of this down.
Playing. I'm
it's
watching,
not what
and I'm like,
football
that
is.
stinks. I don't want to watch that.
It's not what football is meant to be. The play is ugly. It's disgusting looking play. So that's not the only one. There's a couple other people, and besides the fans that go up against the Eagles, you know what I'm saying, that don't like the play, specifically because they can't stop the play. Well, I understand why they hate it. You get what I'm saying? But what the national media is trying to do, how they're trying to influence people to be against the Tush Push. I mean, just this offseason, 22 out of 32 teams wanted the Tush Push ban. Come on, man. Come on. For real? That's what we doing? One play? That's what we want banned? Now, before I do all this, I want to put all this stuff into dead water. Number one, the number one reason I'm putting this to dead water is because back in 2023, that's the year after we played Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl and lost, right? In 2023, I remember specifically that year because the NFL had tried to make the refs look at the Tush Push play and then try to make sure we're not jumping off sides, make sure we're not outside of the zone because they said that we were cheating. It already started there. So for that whole particular year, almost every game we played, they were all the way on the line. Every time we did something even small, they would call us for it. So they would call us for a start. They would call us for jumping off sides as well as being out of zone. But at the same time, other teams wasn't in the right spot. Even this year, as we talk about it, when Kansas City Chiefs were playing us and everybody was like, oh man, they set the guards, they jumped off sides. Well, before we jumped off sides, how about Kansas City Chiefs lined up into the neutral zone? They were already off sides themselves. So how is it that we're so appalled about the Philadelphia Eagles jumping off sides, yet Kansas City Chiefs was already in a neutral zone? Neutral zone effect, right? So if they're on the wrong side, we're on the wrong side. Well, what does that do? That cancels off each other, correct? Plus, they would get the foul before we do because they're lined up in the wrong area. Everybody tries to cheat that play against the Philadelphia Eagles to try to get us to actually try to make our play unsuccessful, right? So that's number one. That's number two. And I'm going to even give you some articles just talking so you don't think I'm just lying. 2023. That was 2023. So all of a sudden, we're coming in 2025 and we're trying to make it sound like it's new. It's not. Why are we crying about the play? It's one play. It's one play. Here, ESPN had talked about it. I'm going to just show it to you real quick. October 6, 2023. It said it earned more attention from the NFL referees. And I remember that year because Jason Kelce was still the center of the Philadelphia Eagles. And Jason Kelce had jumped offside. And that's when I started paying more attention. Like, oh, they're trying to get us. So the Philadelphia Eagles kept doing, trying to get more technical and making sure that they didn't do those things. So just because it happened during the game, which it didn't happen every time, you can't say that we do it all the time. Nick Wright sat up there and talked about we have only been successful because we're always jumping off sides. That is not true, Nick Wright. Not only that, y'all acting like the play, yes, it's a great play to have, but y'all acting like that's the reason why we win the game. Y'all acting like first down, second down, third down, fourth down. We're running the tush push every single play. That's not the case. Jalen Hurts is airing the ball out. Before we had Saquon Barkley, we were still running the ball. Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, now Saquon Barkley. So which one is it? You mad because Saquon Barkley running too much? And you saying that's why we win? Or are you saying we're winning because of the tush push and we're cheating during the tush push? And that's the only reason why it's successful. He's seen 3 to 4 plays, and now saying all the time, they always jump offside. You know what that sounds like, right? He's in his feelings. Yes, he is in his feelings. That's exactly what it is. He's in his feelings. Now, before I go any further, let's talk about the fact my man said it's not a football play. He said it's ugly. Right? That's point number 2. It's ugly. Well, it's ugly to you. Why is it ugly to you? I don't know. Right? It's not ugly to me. It's not ugly to people in Philadelphia. It's not ugly to some people outside of Philadelphia that's not Eagle fans. Right? I never knew that I watched football to watch a pretty play. That don't sound right, right? I watch football to watch a pretty play, right? I watch football to watch a pretty tackle. I watch football to watch a pretty throw. You can say that one, right? Pretty throw. That throw was amazing. After he catches the ball, oh, that was good. When he get hit, that's not pretty. When is football a pretty sport? When is football a pretty sport? Now, we from Philadelphia. We ain't got no dome on our particular stadium. So we get this nasty weather that I'm getting right now. That's what they call it, nasty weather. Looks good to me. I like the rain. I like these tears that's falling down. Get what I'm saying? It's not a football play. It's ugly. I don't even know. What are we, man? What are we? What are we? I don't know if we men and mice. I don't know what's going on. Mice and men. What are we? What are we? I watch football for a pretty sport. And then the last part. It's not what football was meant to be. It's not what football is meant to be. How do you even let that come out your mouth? It's not what football is meant to be. Man said Philadelphia is the only people that get their that get all upset. No, we not getting upset. What we getting upset for? We winning. Only one that's getting upset and crying is you guys. What are you crying for? You had the freaking NFL CEO go to a team and ask them, can you please put in that you want to get rid of a play? Because we want to get rid of it. You had the main guy go to a team and ask them to do him a favor, to take away something from another team. Then you had everybody else in cahoots. Yo, I need more people to be able to do this so that it can actually be banned. Are you serious? Philly ain't the one that's crying about it. It ain't us. It ain't us. And it's not everybody else out there. Because it's not everybody. Let me put that out there. But for those that is bothering, yeah. It's y'all. It's y'all. It's y'all. It's y'all. It's y'all. Now let's get back to, it's not what football is meant to be. What is football meant to be? We play the sport. I don't see why the play is not what football was meant to be. It's everything that football was meant to be. It's you versus me. We're going to make this thing ugly. Who can stand at the end of the play? Who's going to succeed at the end of the play? Who has the more power? Who's going to be the bully on this particular play? That's everything football is. Has always been. First American football game, because I wrote this down. First American football game took place November 6, 1989, between Rutgers and Princeton. Back then, they used to play it by soccer rules, right? And football was a mixture of soccer and guess what other sport? Rugby. A mixture of soccer and rugby. I point that out because that's what they're saying the play is. Just nothing but a rugby play. Football. Mixture of soccer, rugby. Origins. Soccer, rugby. The origin, the beginning. Soccer, rugby. And you're saying this isn't what football is meant to be. And they're still playing it in the legal frame of NFL football. Because that was changed with Walter Camp, who's nicknamed the father of football. And he's the one who brought in certain rules. The line of scrimmage, the amount of people, the forward passes and downs. So all those were brought together. So you got these new cats out here, and I'm a new guy too, right? We're all considered new cat, saying that this is what the sport was meant to be when the forefathers made the sport, and it came from the origin of soccer and rugby, and then they added some other rules onto it. Now we have all these particular rules, and somehow the Philadelphia Eagles decide to make a play that kind of looks a little bit like rugby, but still has everything to do with football. And all of a sudden, that's not football was meant to be. It don't look right. You know how many times people say something don't look right? But who are they? Who are they? And then it's not entertaining. Are you kidding me? I love it every time I see it. I loved it when they played against Washington. They had to keep running it back. And then all of a sudden, the ref was like, if you jump off sides again, we're going to have to give you a penalty. I found that hilarious. Now, I normally always watch football, but I ain't never laughed that much in my life. That was entertaining. You get what I'm saying? You can't just say something ain't entertaining just because it's not entertaining. You don't like it. You're not everybody. Right? Man, I know some brothers called the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers made something that wasn't made before, and it looked ugly, probably. It looked ugly. Why are they doing that? This ain't what it's meant to be. Well, we trying to create something to fly. That's not what flying is meant to be. And guess what? Now we can fly in airplanes because the Wright brothers continue, and that's what it was meant to be. That's what it was supposed to look like. Man named by the Dwayne Johnson. Y'all might know him as The Rock. He started out in the WWF at the time, and he was like a baby face, and that wasn't working for him. Then he decided to become who we know as The Rock, and he had his signature move, right? What was his signature move? Not the rock bottom. Not talking about that one. I'm talking about the elbow. The elbow. Well, I'm pretty sure they was like, that's not what wrestling is about. That's ugly. How you gonna get people to believe that the elbow is gonna finish somebody? That's not what wrestling is supposed to look like. That's not what a finishing move is supposed to look like. He did it anyway. And guess what it became? The most entertaining finishing moves ever. Entertaining. The Rock. The people's elbow. So stop playing, man. Like, listen, if you just don't like to play, you don't like to play. I ain't never forced anybody ever to like something that I like and not like something that I don't like. And that's exactly what the media is trying to do. For those out there that only listen to the media and conform their thoughts and become sheep and follow, hey, good luck to you. But as far as what's supposed to look like and what's not supposed to look like, you will not put that on me. I know what it's supposed to look like. That's football. They doing their thing. And if it wasn't football, guess what would have happened? It would have been banned the first time they tried it because it wouldn't have been legal. They wouldn't have been able to do it, and it's not allowed in football. It's allowed in football. Only way you're going to get rid of it, technically speaking, is if you say the play can't be played in football, right? That also means that you have to now say that you can't do certain things in football. And out of everything that they're doing, go ahead. Say you don't push it. They can still run that media label tush push. They can still run it. They just won't have to push them. But the dynamics and exactly how they execute it can still be done. And that gives them enough room to be able to get that yard. The push gives them another 3. Now, I'm going to just be honest with you. So, listen, man, that's all I got to say today. I'm just tired of all the tush push nonsense. Everybody talking about it's not a real play. It's disgusting. Put your big boy pants on. Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop saying what something not supposed to. Stop saying what something's supposed to look like, and you're not even the creator. You're not even the creator. That's like me writing a book about something that only I know about, and then somebody else coming and saying, well, that's not how it's really supposed to go. That don't make sense to me. Man up. I'm out.